Managing a business becomes easier when you have the right set of tools for your business. And as the premier telecommunication company in the Philippines, you can rest assured that we can provide you with world-class and innovative tech solutions for your company, like acing that presentation with no lag with Eastern IDS, a dedicated business-grade internet tailor-fit with high speeds and zero lag. Or to handle your processing, storage, and networking needs with Eastern Cloud, which has a customized cloud platform that's fully scalable and flexible without limits. And by staying connected and protected with Eastern Cybersecurity, which helps keep your business safe from online threats. So why spend time waiting when you can spend it on building and managing your business? Let's make business more personal and achieve success together with the connection that knows you best. We are Eastern Communications.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another game of the PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup. I am Naveen Ganglani and I am joined by the one and only Coach Russell. We are here about to call the University of the Philippines Fighting Maroons taking on the UE Red Warriors. Coach, thanks for joining me. How are you on this warm Saturday afternoon?
I'm doing well, Naveen. It's glad to be here. I'm glad to be here with you.
I'm glad to be here with you too, Coach. Always appreciate your insight into the game and your analysis. And today you will provide that for two UAP teams going at it. What are you looking forward to with this contest in particular?
With this contest, I'm going to keep on pushing this Will Ferrell favorite movie theme. And for me, this is described by the movie Semi-Pro. When you think about this game and these two teams, you're looking at teams who have resources, who have a vision for how to play, and now it's just a matter of how these teams employ that vision and how they, it's like an embarrassment of riches for both teams. Even though UE is largely a new team, they have some talent. So it's just a matter of who's able to enforce their will upon these next 40 minutes.
Absolutely. UE and UP, two teams that always try to compete in the UAP, trying to make the Final Four. UP has been a championship contender in the UAP the last few years. UE trying to make it back into Final Four contention. Let's look at the last game of the UP Fighting Maroons. A very dominant win, shall we say, 22 points against the UPHSD Altas. What do you see from the statistics that are on the screen right now, Coach Russell, that in your opinion, help UP generate that victory?
Well, you look at just the amount of field goals that UP was able to make, and just the fact that they're able to shoot at such a high percentage. They shot over 60% from the field. You're also looking at, in terms of their two top scorers, Abadiando and Lopez, that scoring load is being distributed well and evenly across the members of their rotation. So you just sort of look at how well each of these teams is able to get the ball moving, and which guy will come up big for the UP.
Of course, worth noting as well, Jerry Abadiano continues his stellar play in the offseason. Likewise, Sir Francis Lopez, they have been the most consistent standouts for what is a deep University of the Philippines roster. Now, looking at University of the East, of course, we haven't seen much of them yet in Pinoy Liga, but there is known talent in that team. Jack Cruz Dumont, a standout last season for the Red Warriors. Of course, Precious Momoway, who some people thought should have won Rookie of the Year last UAP season. We also have John Abate, the son of former PBA player John Arrigo, going to be in action in this game today. So a lot of talent to look out for. UE has also lined up some of their new recruits from Mapua High School. So these two teams going at it. The competitive level should be interesting. Perhaps, maybe, we could even have a close game. We shall find out. Coach, what are your last messages or last pointers that you want to see in this contest?
I'm just excited to see UE. We haven't seen them yet, obviously, in Pinoy Liga. I think it's going to be a revelation for both teams playing against each other in this gym this early in the season. We'll get to see whose identity shines more in these next 40 minutes.
Absolutely. Well, we can't wait for everyone to watch this game. But first, let's look at some of the keys to winning for the University of the Philippines Fighting Maroons. In my opinion, these are some of the factors to consider. One, force UE into live ball turnovers and capitalize on that athleticism and length to get easy scoring opportunities in transition. Coach, we know that UP is deadly when it comes to transition play. Next, I feel like UP has the explosiveness, like I said, and the athleticism to get to the rim and get easy scoring opportunities. It might not be easy without Momoway, but he can play the whole game, and that rim will be open for them to attack. And of course, there are many new faces on this UP roster. This Pinoy Liga tournament will give them a chance to build chemistry heading into the UAP season down the stretch of this calendar year. And now looking at the keys to winning for UE, Coach Russell, you can tell me what you think about this too. First, prevent UP from getting out on the break and make them have to execute half-court offense. Easier said than done, of course, but if UE can make UP play a half-court game, that could give them a chance to win this contest. Spread out UP's defense and keep the ball moving side to side until open looks are available. This is for the Red Warriors. And of course, clean up the rebounding glass. If UP dominates on the defensive rebounding edge, they can get out on the break, like I said. And that's another key that UE needs to do to stop this team. What do you think of those pointers, Coach Russell?
I think those are right on the money, Naveen. I think that anytime you're able to enact your ball security and make sure you take care of the ball, anytime you're able to win the rebounding battle, it just puts you in a good position to continue to keep the possessions in your favor and get good shots. So we will see which one of those keys plays out over the next 40 minutes.
Absolutely. Well, let's now turn this game over to our barker so we can get started with the starting lineups and tip-off.
There we go.
This is your PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup Season 3. Our second game of the day is PACO Triple Header. Will feature the UP Fighting Maroons against the UE Red Warriors. Let us first meet the protagonists. First for the UP Fighting Maroons. Starting out with player number 10, Terrence Ortega. Player number 11, Chico Briannes. Player number 12, Jamie Cabanagh. Player number 14, Nico Tang. Player number 17, Francis Lopez. Player number 19, Terry Abadiana. Player number 20, John Venezuela. Player number 24, Sean Coquilas. Player number 33, Sean Alton. And player number 88, Kingsley Joseph. And now let's meet the players for the UE Red Warriors. Starting out with player number 0, Ethan Gala. Player number 1, Stephen Harvey Nico. Player number 2, Jack Cruz Dumont. Player number 7, Willow Lino. Player number 8, Darren Robles. Player number 9, Marlon Mahil. Player number 13, Raji Cole. Player number 19, Andrew Pacheco. Player number 20, Ken Panamara. Player number 22, Felix Gonzalez. Player number 23, Javier Mata. Player number 24, Nico Oyakawa. Player number 35, Precious Momoway. Player number 60, John Abate. And player number 77, Bryce Hall. And now let's do the starters. First for the UP Fighting Maroons. Point guard number 12, J.D. Candelaria. Shooting guard number 19, Jerry Alvarado. Center number 88, Kingsley Udodo. Small forward number 11, Jacob Reyes. And power forward number 17, Francis Lopez. Coach of the Fighting Maroons is Colby 1-11. And now let's meet the starters.
So now we're looking at the starting lineups for both teams. For UP, Coach Russell, JD Cagulangan, Jerry Abadiano, Kingsley Ududo, Chico Briones, and Francis Lopez. While for UE, John Abate, Kian Spandones, Precious Momoe, Jack Cruz Dumont, and Daryl Robles. So, are you as excited as particular and with the physicality of this game can help their team prevail?
Oh, for sure. And I think that, you know, with any competitor, they're going to want to play well against their matchup, and I think Precious is more than up for the challenge.
UE with the first possession of the game, Jack Cruz Dumont getting it out of the corner. John Abate short on the triple. Abadiano tracks down the rebound. And here comes Cagulangan, directing the offense, asking Lopez to get in position. They get the ball to Ududo, top of the key, guarded by Momoe. The rest letting them play with some physicality for now. Lopez outside from downtown. It is no good. The rebound goes to Cruz Dumont. Abate with the handle. Momoe also outside the arc against Ududo. Gets it out to the corner. Spandones back to Cruz Dumont. He had a big game against UP last UAP season, knocking down, I think it was 4 3-pointers. Spandones takes a deep ball and it is good.
It was sort of tough, I think, for that possession. You know, they really had to run it down under 10 seconds. So we'll have to see if UE can get into offensive rhythm and get the actions going earlier in the shot clock.
You see so many teams playing 5-out offense nowadays in just anywhere in the world, as Cagulangan makes a tough shot plus the foul. But in both possessions there, you had all 5 guys for UE outside the perimeter, including their big man. And in UP, nearly the same situation right there, which allowed Cagulangan actually the space to cut, get near the rim, and potentially finish, which he did.
You know, it's looking at 5-out spacing, whether it's delay or motion strong, like the Bucks use, you really have to look at the intent of the spacing. So, like, if it's a situation where there's a big on the opposing team that you want to pull from the rim, 5-out works great. If you know you have great guards that can attack and can get by their ball defender, then 5-out is great too, because you know you get be able to create spacing and driving gaps.
Abate with the steal, but also blew out the tire that time. Ball back with UP. They have a 4-2 advantage. Chico Briones knocks it in. And that is the biggest part of Briones' game. That is arguably his strongest asset to this team, his ability to knock down that open shot. Speaking of outside shots, Cruz Dumont, great look, but could not finish. Abate the rebound, short on the floater, gets another rebound. Momoe drives in against Lopez. That is going to be a blocking foul on the UP Fighting Maroon. Momoe will get to go to the foul stripe.
Looks like UE's pressing just a little bit. You know, the shots look a little bit rushed. If they're to be successful, they're going to have to force UP to defend, you know, for the entirety or majority of the shot clock. Because they have so many guys in the rotation on the UP side, you're going to have to find ways to, you know, to get them fatigued. So making them defend for a full shot clock is probably a good way to go for the Warriors.
Great insight as always, Coach Russell. And going back to that 5-out spacing on offense that we have talked about as UP gets this possession going, that is also why sometimes you see teams just suddenly pull out a 2-3 zone defense. Now more than I would say probably compared to 10 years ago.
Yeah, you know what? And one of the things that coaches will have to look at in terms of 5-out spacing is how do they set up in 5-out and then take advantage of the spacing that the 2-3 zone, the gaps in the 2-3 zone. Because, you know, one of the things that I think, at least in coaching, becomes important is how do you use the spacing to your advantage, and then how can you mask what you're trying to do offensively. You know, basketball is really a game of deception. So you can use 5-out, and through cutting and through screening the zone, you can morph that into something else where you can get good shots at the basket.
Great insight, Coach Russell Abadiano at the foul line makes the first free throw. He has grown his air out compared to the last few times we've seen him in the UAAP. UP now ahead 8-5. And John Abate gets substituted out of the game. A short, quick stint for him in his Red Warriors debut. UP nearly forcing a turnover there. Cruz Dumont able to retrieve the basketball. And right there, highlight time, Francis Lopez! The Fighting Maroons go up by 5. We have a timeout. We will come back. Do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We are now back at this contest here at the PACO Arena. I am joined by the one and only Coach Russell, always known for his great basketball insight as we call this matchup between the UP Fighting Maroons and the UE Red Warriors. So far, University of the Philippines ahead by 5 following that dunk by Francis Lopez. And during the break, Coach, we were discussing about how impressive it is that the Fighting Maroons, for all their length, all their size, they can get up and down the court quickly, speaking to that athletic advantage they have against most teams.
You know, to have that kind of length and athleticism, to be able to move laterally and in space in 94 feet, it just provides you so many different options as a defense in terms of how you want to defend, depending whether there's a lot of ball handlers on the opposing side or if there's bigs that are active. It's just such an advantage for a coach to know that he has bigs that can move their feet and that can recover quickly to situations.
Thank you for that insight, Coach Russell. Now, worth noting, in for the UE Red Warriors, number 24, is Nico Mulingtapang, a standout from Mapua's high school program, just recently committed to UE actually. Talk about trial by fire. Well,
I mean, yeah, you're going up against some veteran guards and guys that are battle tested. So this is a great litmus test for the guards of UE if he can handle the pressure.
Ethan Galang, a sniper for the Red Warriors. The pullback three-pointer is short. Lopez with the rebound. Here comes UP. Galang, though, noticeably has lost weight from the last UAAP season, and many hope he has a big season, but Kingsley Ududo, the upcoming FSA for the Fighting Maroons, gives UP its second slam dunk of the game, and this lead is now suddenly up to 7.
UE will have to find ways to take care of the ball.
Oh, Briones had the layup but unable to convert. Mulingtapang now bringing the ball down, and another foul is called. That is going to be team foul number 3 on the Fighting Maroon. It's not only difficult for UE to generate offensive sets. Recently, it's been hard for them in the last few minutes to just bring the ball down their side of the court.
The UP defenders in the full court are doing a great job of keeping the ball handler in front and defending without fouling. I mean, that's especially here in the Filipino game, it's such an important thing to be able to minimize your fouls while still putting great pressure on the ball. And UP's been doing that great so far in this first quarter.
Cruz Dumont rejects the screen, takes the mid-range pull-up, in and out. Ududo grabs another rebound. The Red Warriors haven't been able to get their big man Precious Momoe involved in the last few possessions. Abadiano uses the screen. Double team. Lopez attacks the closeout, but Galang, had his hand caught in the cookie jar.
Nice pressure. You're doing a good job of defending, but being too overly aggressive, you just don't want to put these guys on the line. You don't want to get in the bonus with a lot of time left in the quarter.
Abadiano misses the shot, but Ududo grabs another rebound, and that is going to be a foul on UE. Ududo will get free throws. First foul on Precious Momoe, the 4th on UE. Do you feel like the Red Warriors need to get their big man more involved here, Coach?
It would be nice, but the thing that UP is doing is they're scoring on every possession. So it allows them to employ their full court pressure. It allows them to control offensively what UE is trying to do. That's why I think Precious is unable to get the ball in position where he can actually...
For the Fighting Maroons, a team that has made the UAAP Finals the last 3 seasons. UE, meanwhile, hasn't made the UAAP Final 4 since 2009. Also, the last time they were in the UAAP Finals where they lost to Ateneo. Cruz Dumont drives, gets it to Momoway. The pass a little high. Momoway, the jumper is good. UE has cut this lead to 6 with a little more than half the quarter to go. Guarded by Muling Tapang, the new recruit. Abadiano attacks, mid-range pull-up is in and out. And Odudo's effort there, keeping the possession alive for the Fighting Maroons. But this looks like it's going to go to University of the East. Cruz Dumont now bringing the ball down for UE. Also in the game is Rainer Maga, number 23 for University of the East. Horns action, Cruz Dumont attacks, kicks it out. Wide open three-pointer is money for Maga. Did you like that action that time by UE, coach?
Simple basketball. Make the defense collapse. Probably the strong side corner shooter defenders probably should have stayed with the shooter, but had to collapse on the ball, step into the pass, and knock it down.
Odudo getting called for the moving screen, an offensive foul in the Fighting Maroons. After UP went up 13-5, UE has now scored 5 straight to get back in this game. Let's see if this run will continue for the Red Warriors, which won 4 games last UAP season after winning 5 in UAP season 85. Cruz Dumont facing a double team, kicks it out. Galang from downtown, no good. Odudo fights off Momoway for the rebound. Felicilda brings the ball down. Felicilda pushing pace up, and he will go to the free throw line.
Pushing in transition, making the defense have to make a choice about how to guard an aggressive drive to the basket. If you can do that as an offense, put the defense in the pickle, then you're gonna get easy opportunities to score.
Coach, when you're trying to nurture a point guard on your team, is there a way to help them learn the balance of when to look for their own scoring and when to look to create for their teammates? Or is that something that is just innate at this point in a basketball player?
I don't think it's innate. I mean, I think there are certain guys like Chris Paul that have a natural ability to do that. But I think a lot of how you can, as a coach, develop that with point guards is to put them in situations where they have to make those choices on a regular basis. For some teams in some games, the point guard needs to get going early to alleviate the pressure of the other players so they can get into a rhythm. And vice versa, there might be games where a point guard needs to get the other guys confidence, get them easy buckets, and then look for his shot once the defense has adjusted.
Great insight. Thank you for that, Coach Russell. Muling Tapang now bringing down the ball for the Red Warriors. Nearly a turnover in that last possession as Lopez made a great athletic play. Galang guarded by Lopez, top of the key. Maga, who just hit a three-pointer, takes another one, and that is good. This kid has a good shooting form, doesn't he?
He's shooting with confidence. That's great to see against playing this type of competition. It looks like if UE can continue to get Precious in ball screen situations, it'll get him going.
Momoway takes it down the court and scores plus the foul, and just like that, the Red Warriors are back in this contest. Score is now tied at 15-all. UE down by 8 just moments ago, currently in the middle of a 10-2 run with the opportunity to get the lead. Of course, the Red Warriors, mentored by Jack Santiago, who is about to enter his 4th season coaching University of the East. Jack Santiago, the longtime lieutenant of Franz Pomaran at De La Salle University and at Adamson University. Sean Alter now in this game. So is Aldous Torculas for the UP Fighting Maroons. Nico Tan also in the contest. Alter, top of the key against Momoway, gets it to Felicilda. Alter loses the ball, kicks it out. The three-pointer, no good. Muling Tapang with the rebound. Will UE push pace? Galang against Torculas, kicks it out. The three-point shot, no good. And Jack Santiago looked like he was going to take a three-pointer there for a while.
I think he was ready. He was shot ready. The ball was right in the shot pocket.
He used to play too, this coach Jack. He knows how to ball.
Well, you know what? Sometimes players can make great coaches, especially if they're heady and that, they have a great basketball IQ.
Lingo now in the game for the UE Red Warriors. He had a solid season in UAAP, season 86. Muling Tapang, steady at the point guard position so far for the Red Warriors, being able to take care of the ball. Maga, another three. Corner bomb is good.
I think they found the magic formula. Make the defense have to collapse in the middle, and the shooters in the corners are shot ready.
OG Filipino basketball fans will know this guy. Maga kind of reminds me of Stephen Padilla, one of the best dead-eye shooters we've ever seen out of Cebu. Ball will remain with the UP Fighting Maroons, but first, we will have a timeout. UE on a 13-2 run, now ahead by 3. Welcome back to the PACO Arena, where the UE Red Warriors are currently pushing the UP Fighting Maroons in they're on a 13-2 run, Coach Russell. Now, before we get back into this game, we want to apologize to those watching the stream if the volume hasn't been high recently. We are currently looking to fix that to increase your entertainment value in checking out this game. Thank you to everyone watching this game on the stream, on Facebook, YouTube. Thank you to everyone who made the trek out here as well to PACO Arena. 100 pesos lang ang ticket. So if you guys want to watch college basketball, where PINOYLIGA is where it's at. So, Coach Russell, back in this game, as Torculias heads to the free throw line, what have you seen from UE the last few minutes that you think allowed them to get back and take control of this basketball game?
I just think they look so much better in terms of offensive flow. Early in the game, I think they were forcing shots. The pressure of UP was getting to them with regards to how they initiate offense. But I think now that they've gotten some stops, they've been able to get out in transition, it's sort of loosened them up a little bit, and it's allowed them to get more comfortable and to attack the gaps that are there and give their shooters open looks.
Of course, the three-pointers by Maga have been instrumental in allowing UE to take control of this game. But UP within one, still anyone's ball game right now. We told you all that this might be an exciting game. So far, the first quarter has delivered on that promise. The Fighting Maroons on the zone defense scheme, Coach Russell.
You gotta love the chess match that's taking place. You always gotta try to make adjustments to give your team a favorable edge. So now they're really gonna try to mark shooters in that zone. Let's see if they're successful.
Briones misses a three-pointer. That's his second miss. Nico Tan misses the mid-range pull-up. Momoway cleans up the glass. Muling Tapang now bringing the ball down for UE, the recruit out of Mapua. He has been setting teammates up. Lingo, that's his spot. He loves that corner. He knocks down another three ball, and UE goes up by 4.
You wouldn't think he was in rhythm on that shot, but he just rose up and shot with confidence. Man, you have multiple shooters on the floor, you're in good shape as a team offensively.
And he might not get a lot of arc on his shot, but because he can get so high up off the floor, allows him a great vantage point to get that ball in the rim. Three-pointer is good. That is Terence Fortea. Speaking of dead-eye shooters, well, he is one of them. Fortea looking noticeably slimmer compared to the last UAAP seasons. UP still in that zone defense. Ironic because UE has been shooting the three ball very well. Lingo, another deep ball, no good. Briones the rebound. Fortea bringing the ball down against Maga's defense. Fortea takes the step back, and it's an air ball. Tan does a good job saving the ball, but it goes to UE. Lingo bringing the ball down the court. He gets it to a teammate. Muling Tapang drives and scores! I have liked the, shall we say, game style and game personality of Muling Tapang in this contest. Coach Russell, what do you like about this high school recruit for UE?
He looks like a seasoned veteran. He doesn't look like one of the things you especially expect from younger, inexperienced players is that they get sped up quite a bit. He looks like he's right in the pocket of understanding game situation and where he is on the floor. He attacks when it's available to him, and he just plays with a nice kind of savvy. God, he looks super young though, man, like babyface assassin.
Absolutely. UP has done a great job defending opposing teams in PINOYLIGA where they are up to a quick 5-0 standing. But so far, UE on pace for nearly 100 points in this game after scoring 24 in the first quarter. The drive, the bucket is no good. Alter gets the rebound. He puts it up. He is fouled.
UE had done a great job defensively, but just let it go in those last seconds and resulted in Alter going to the line.
Alter did not get a lot of minutes last UAAP season, coach, as he was backing up Malik Diouf, one of the UAAP's MVPs in the recent years. But you have mentioned that you like this kid's game.
I just love his energy. Like when a guy is behind the plays but is able to sprint back into defensive transition and get floor balance for his team, I mean, that just shows that there's a level of effort there and attention to detail that should make him primed to improve as he gets into the UAP season.
That's the end of the first quarter. UE ahead 24-22, leading the UP Fighting Maroons. Don't go anywhere, mga kaliga. We will be back.
Managing a business becomes easier when you have the right set of tools for your business. And as the premier telecommunication company in the Philippines, you can rest assured that we can provide you with world-class and innovative tech solutions for your company, like acing that presentation with no lag with Eastern IDS, a dedicated business-grade internet tailor-fit with high speeds and zero lag. Or to handle your processing, storage, and networking needs with Eastern Cloud, which has a customized cloud platform that's fully scalable and flexible without limits. And by staying connected and protected with Eastern Cybersecurity, which helps keep your business safe from online threats. So why spend time waiting when you can spend it on building and managing your business? Let's make business more personal and achieve success together with the connection that knows you best. We are Eastern Communications.
Welcome back to the PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup, where we are in the middle of an exciting basketball game between the UE Red Warriors and the UP Fighting Maroons. UP getting off to an early 13-5 lead halfway through the first quarter, but UE ending the first period strong. They now lead 24-22, powered by their hot shooting from outside. Maga knocking down 3 3-pointers. Lingo also hitting 1 3-pointer. And solid minutes so far from Nico Muling Tapang for the Red Warriors. What adjustments do you see both teams making in the second period, Coach Russell?
I think UP will just really trying to look at better execution offensively. I think if they're able to do that, they'll be able to get in a better flow defensively. As for UE, continue not to play, with the bright lights affecting your play. And just play with confidence. I think if they're able to do that, they'll continue to maintain this slim lead.
Missed three-pointer that time by Lingo. Felicilda takes the floater after getting open from the altar screen. Torculas, the rebound, and the foul. Tied contest right now with 9:21 to go in the second quarter. Torculas going to the foul line for the chance to put UP back in the lead.
That's definitely an advantage for UP is their ability to rebound offensively. That could be a great offense for any team. Just get the ball on the rim and get your bigs to get in there and get extra possessions and easy buckets.
Maga open momentarily. Gets it to Muling Tapang. He's played a lot of minutes so far here in the first half. Muling Tapang uses the screen from the big man. That is Ronji Go. He takes a jumper but no good. For those of you wondering, nasaan si Noy Remogat, nasaan si Gianni Stevens, the former UE Red Warriors, we have been told they will not play today. They will likely play in UP's game tomorrow against Adamson as Briones knocks down the deep ball, and now suddenly UP goes back up by 4. Galang, he doesn't take the three-pointer. Maga, he will take it, but he misses it. He had been hot in the first period. Alter cleans up the glass. Felicilda at the handle. Felicilda to Torculas. He doesn't take the three. He will drive. He will pull it up. He will go to the foul line once again. Good aggressive take that time by the incoming UP junior.
I think that UP has taken the hint from the break between the first and second quarter, and they are being intent on aggressive drives to the basket, which allows the defense to collapse. And they have willing shooters on their team, and they have shooters that have proven they can hit shots this game already.
Momentarily ago, we just saw assistant coach Tom Chua of the UP Fighting Maroons conversing with Briones. Tom Chua, of course, one of the best, shall we say, defensive minds in college basketball today. A key assistant coach for Goldwyn Monteverde. Torculas goes 1 for 2, but Alter keeps the ball alive. Like you said, he has had good energy so far, Coach Russell. Felicilda guarded by Abate back in this game. Torculas tried to get it to Alter, but the pass, a little too much sauce on it, and it sails out of bounds. We're going to have a timeout. Do not go anywhere, people. We will be back. Welcome back, everybody. UP starting the second quarter strong on a 7-0 run. That UE lead has vanished. It is now a 5-point advantage for the Fighting Maroons. What have you liked so far about how UP has started the second quarter, Coach?
They've established the pace and the style of play. Teams are going to make runs, multiple runs in a game, so you just have to hope that UP, if they want to maintain this, is good. They can sustain this defensive pressure and offensive aggressiveness to the basket.
Nearly a turnover that time by Abate, but Maga makes the basket, and right away, Sean Alter getting the dunk and the foul. A highlight reel so far for UP here in the first half. Lopez had the dunk, Alter had the dunk now, Odudo also had the dunk. And that was way too easy off a made basket. That should drive a coach crazy.
Oh my goodness. Transition bucket off of a made basket. Yes, I would probably be pulling my hair out, what little hair I have left. So they're going to have to find a way to fix that. floor balance and making sure you're forcing the defense to play 5-on-5.
32-26 now. UP has started the second quarter with a great rhythm. The kick out by Abate. The ball ends up in the hands of the Red Warriors. Still back with Abate, actually. The missed jump shot. Momoe also back in this game for UE. He has the handle. The Red Warriors trying to build some offensive rhythm in this game. Momoe attacks, puts it up, but misses. Momoe fighting on the glass, unable to convert with multiple opportunities.
A little bit of a disjointed offensive possession by UE. Didn't look like they really had a flow in terms of knowing what kind of shot they wanted to get.
Fortea. Oh, that's a moving screen by Sean Alter. So far with UE's pick and roll coverage, Coach Russell, it looks like they have their big man Momoe at the level of the screen. And right after that, when the perimeter player turns the corner, usually a guard, they have Momoe hedge and try to recover back to the big man. They look like they're willing to live with UP's big men rolling to the rim.
In that case, you're just hoping that the backside defenders are going to be willing to check the rolling big and be able to recover and rotate if the pass ever gets out.
Alter doing a good job stifling Momoe that time. And I feel like UP now knows that even when Momoe spins to his right, he's still trying to use that right hand to score instead of the left hand.
Yeah.
Cruz Dumont back in the game. The three-pointer, it's no good. Rebound, Briones. Briones pushing. He's at 2 3-pointers already. Cogulangan back in the game for the Fighting Maroons. Briones with the handle. Out to Alter. Alter does not take the three-pointer. Momoe daring him to shoot. That is a turnover for the Fighting Maroons. And would you like to see Sean Alter take that three-pointer, considering that now he's been open a few times already?
You know, I think that as his game expands, he's going to want to have that perimeter jumper in his toolbox. It just allows the defense to have to guard something else within his game and create extra space for his teammates.
UE looking to answer back here. Basket, no good. Rebound to Briones. Kagulangan. Spins, puts it up, puts it in. JD Kagulangan, the veteran for the UP Fighting Maroons.
You just got to love the kind of savvy he plays with. He's always under control and is able to orchestrate offense for himself and for his teammates.
Another great block by Sean Alter, rejecting John Abate's layup attempt. Ududo coming into the game. Alter getting an applause from his teammates on the UP bench.
He's definitely put in some quality minutes for the Fighting Maroons, and now it will be another player's chance to put in some work.
Abate with the handle. He hasn't scored yet. Looking to get to Momoe. Kicks it out to the other side corner, but it is a shot clock violation for the Red Warriors.
You know, usually in a situation like that with a short clock, Naveen, you usually have a seasoned, experienced guard take control of that possession. Didn't look like UE had an idea that they had a short clock or had someone that was going to be able to control the offense.
UP ahead by 8. This matches their largest lead of the game that they had early in the first quarter when it was 13-5. Lopez, top of the key. Outside, Fortea, downtown, no good. Momoe, the rebound. He's looking to push the pace. Cruz Dumont, he hasn't scored yet. A hedge and recover by Ududo. The ball, though, ends up in the hands of Galang, who misses his 4 3-pointer of the game. Ododo with the rebound. The former Guangming College big, now with the Fighting Maroons. Lopez to Kingsley! That dunk puts UP up by 10. It is their largest lead of the game. And Ododo gets the highlight dunk that time, Coach Russell. But it was Lopez's pass that set him up for the finish.
You just got to love rewarding a big that runs the floor. He definitely deserved that pass, and now he's getting rewarded with free throws.
Daryl Robles coming into the game for the UE Red Warriors. Coach Jack Santiago now going deep into his bench, looking for answers. UE has scored only 2 points in this quarter as UP has upped the defensive pressure. The lead now 11, the largest of the game for the Fighting Maroons. Cruz Dumont against Fortea's pressure defense.
Oh, you gotta love how he's moving his feet, staying in front of the ball. That's the excellent ball pressure.
Momoe takes the mid-ranger and misses. Lopez with the rebound. Not a good offensive possession that time for the Red Warriors. They haven't had some good offensive possessions for a while now. Lopez kicks it out. Abadiano not gun shy, and you can see why.
You knew that he wasn't gonna stay quiet for long. He knew that shot was going up even before he got the ball. Gotta love it.
And that jump shot of him looks so smooth. Of course, he worked on that with Coach Pat Tantioko, Better Basketball PH. Cruz Dumont again against Fortea. Momoe with the screen. Cruz Dumont picks up the dribble. And, well, we're going to have another highlight.
The UP fans are loving it, Naveen. They're loving all the action and the fast pace that UP has really amped this game up with.
That's the 5th dunk of this half for the UP Fighting Maroons, and we still have 3:45 to go in the second period. Muling Tapang fires up a triple. That is short. Momoe grabs the offensive board, kicks it out. Cruz Dumont back to Momoe. Momoe looking for a teammate. No, he will take it himself. A couple of fakes, the jumper, and finally a much needed basket for the Red Warriors. But the lead is still 13 for UP. Lopez drives left, kicks it out. Swing, extra pass, Fortea open, knocks it in.
Naveen, these guys look like they're in mid-season form. Gotta love the ball movement and making the extra pass to pass up on a good shot to get a great shot.
Exactly. Momoe drives, puts it up, no good. Momoe gets it back. Gets it to Cruz Dumont, who takes it out to Agalang. Momoe is open and he puts in the layup.
UE's offense is a little bit disjointed. A lot of one-on-one or one-on-5. They're going to have to find ways to make UP defend all 5 players on the floor.
And for UP, it looks like penetration to get to the rim has been so easy for them. As right there, Kagulangan penetrates, gets the ball to Ududo. Meanwhile, for UE, they can't seem to get inside the arc.
No, the ball pressure is great, and the point of attack for the ball pressure is all the way up the floor, upwards of 94 feet. So it's making the offense really have to make decisions and expend a lot of energy.
Cruz Dumont misses the three-pointer, and that goes back to what you said, Coach Russell, about a lot of isolation one-on-one plays for the Red Warriors in the second period, which is interesting because they had a lot of great looks from downtown in the first quarter based off good ball movement.
Yes, and them getting into that horn set, which really allowed the ball handler to go downhill or at least attract defenders to him, allowed his teammates to be able to get wide open looks at 3. So they might need to look at getting back to that maybe on offensive sets.
If there's been a bright side for UE, as Abadiano knocks down the three-pointer, it is the performance of Rainer Maga, who now has 13 points. But it is a 17-point lead for UP. It has been a 19-point turnaround. Remember, UE entered the second quarter ahead by 2 points as Momoe takes an ill-advised three-pointer and misses.
They look like they're standing quite a bit, Naveen, and there's not a lot of player movement, so the defense gets to sit in the paint and wait for a drive or a bad shot from UE.
Abadiano, mid-range pull-up. And that was an interesting play, Coach, because Abadiano had the first screen, and it was suddenly a staggered screen because of Ududo coming and providing him a pick to get open for that mid-range jumper. Muling Tapang. Ooh, everything but the finish. Lopez with the rebound. 51-32. UP on pace now for 100 points. UE, who scored 24 in the first period, only 8 points. And to compound their issues, they are already in the penalty, which means free throws coming up for the Fighting Maroons.
You gotta love the fact that UP has defended without fouling this entire quarter and only have one foul to show for it. So they've been disciplined while applying the right amount of pressure to force UE into bad shots.
Lopez makes the first free throw. It is now a 20-point lead, and this is what makes UP so dangerous. Their ability to get defensive stops in succession, leading easy transition opportunities. We mentioned it in the keys of the game to start this contest. Those transition opportunities, once UP gets going in the break, it is very dangerous for the opposing team.
It just creates so much momentum and energy for your team. And that can sustain you even if there's a slight drought here and there. They continue to apply the pressure that they've wanted, which has resulted in all these stops and easy buckets.
Galang that time fouled by Terculas, but that is only the second team foul of the quarter for the Fighting Maroons. 29 seconds left in this first half. This game has gotten out of hand for UE. Coach up 2 earlier, now down by 21. But they want to end this first half probably in a good note, get a basket here, and take that momentum to the halftime break.
You know, for the first game coming out, there's definitely some positives, some things to look at and say that we were successful as a team executing, certain actions. It's a matter of taking this game and learning what they can learn from it so that they can continue to grow and to improve.
And UP seems to have figured out that UE is having a hard time dealing with the pressure defense. And not only are they having difficulties dealing against it, they also haven't been able to come up with the counters to get their guys open or get easy offensive possessions.
Right. If you look at this possession right here, there's not a lot of movement. The defense is just sitting in the gaps, waiting for a guy to drive. And the defense is able to fight over and be there on ball screens to create tough shots. Even though it was a tough shot, that was great defense by UP.
Great basket by Muling Tapang. Felicilda drives. The floater, he is fouled. And with 1.5 seconds left in the first half, Ernest Felicilda will go to the free throw line for the opportunity to put this UP lead back up to 21.
UP has such a advantage because they have so many guards that have big game experience that never gets sped up, that can play under control in tough situations. So it's quite the advantage for any team when you have that kind of guard play.
Felicilda misses both free throws. Momoe with the rebound. And that is it for our first half of action. A dominant second quarter for the UP Fighting Maroons. They scored 31 points in the second period. Meanwhile, UE, up to entering the second quarter, now finds itself down by 19 points at halftime. Don't go anywhere, everybody. We still have the second half. A lot more exciting basketball action to come.
are Eastern Communications.
By the Blazers, against Don Lim. Getting blocked by Don Lim. Solid defense by Don Lim.
When we have a heart for service, our every move seeks to meet the needs of our clients. Our clients are happy when their needs are met. When they're happy, they're in a better position to make their own customers happy.
Being in the service industry myself, I can say that biggest isn't always better. It's the one that serves you best, the one that treats you right.
You see, beyond advanced communications technology, we see the people who will use them.
In my work, I'm having a good day when everything just works well. Nakaka-good mood talaga.
And so, we see problems that must be solved.
An expert is only useful if he understands your business. Diyan magaling ang Eastern.
For every challenge, there is a happier outcome.
In my work, when opportunity calls, answer agad.
Every goal is the destination.
Kahit maliit pa lang yung negosyo ko, big help talaga yung alaga ka. Salamat, Eastern.
We see every relationship that must be strengthened.
Thank you for making me feel like your biggest client.
As we do all we can to offer technology that is always solid and reliable, we never lose sight of our brand of personalized customer service. It's a connection that is both high-tech and high-touch. We see a customer who will be glad to know that our connection is as reliable as our commitment to personalized customer service. Unwavering, unflagging, and undeniably strong. High-tech and high-touch. That's our strong connection. We are Eastern Communications.
By the Blazers, against Don Lim. Getting blocked by Don Lim. Solid defense by Don Lim.
Welcome back mga Kaliga. We are here at the PACO Arena where it is halftime between the UP Fighting Maroons and UE Red Warriors. Let us now turn the microphone to our courtside reporter CJ Ang for this halftime interview.
Mga Kaliga, kasama ko ngayon ang assistant coach ng UE Red Warriors, Coach L.A. Revilla. Coach L.A., welcome back to the Pinoy Liga Cup. The last time we saw you were here playing in the first season of the Pinoy Liga Next Man Cup. Now you are coming back with a new roster. What can we expect from the Red Warriors this season?
This season, a lot of mix-up. A lot of, I think, right now we'll see who's gonna play, what group's gonna play better inside. So a lot of experiment pa this time of the year. So hopefully we'll be able to find the right combination this coming before the UAP starts.
Coach, you do have additions coming from Mapua, UST, and De La Salle. How are the additions meshing with your remaining players from last season?
I think yung mga na-add sa amin ng mga players, na fill in lang nila yung mga nawalang players sa amin. Pero that doesn't mean they're gonna fill in the shoes or yung role or yung mabibigay ng mga players na nabigay sa amin last season. Pero yun na nga, it's gonna be a long off-season for us. So right now, we are in the process of still teaching these guys how to be able to play with each other and play the right way, how we want them to play, and also be able to be a competitive team.
Coach, meron po ba kayong gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Okay na.
Thank you so much, Coach. Back to the panel.
Before we start with our third quarter, we would like to acknowledge and greet a happy birthday to Mr. Benjo Masistol of UE Access. Third quarter.
Welcome back to the second half of the game between the UE Red Warriors and UP Fighting Maroons. Before we get started here, we first want to shout out Benjo Pakistol of UE Access. Welcome to the Pinoy Liga game. Coach Russell, looking at the stats of the first half, 66% field goal shooting for the Fighting Maroons, only 37% for the Red Warriors. How did UP generate such efficient looks that allowed them to build this 19-point advantage?
I think when I'm looking at the numbers here, let's look at the turnovers, right? So UE only has six turnovers. But when you look at the shooting percentage, shooting 37%, you're looking at maybe some tough shots being shot, shots out of rhythm, and those can be as deadly as turnovers. So the shooting percentage that the Fighting Maroons are shooting are basically based off of bad shots that UE has taken so far in this game. If UE can take better shots, can control floor balance, they can get back in this game.
Absolutely. Great insight as always, Coach Russell. I also want to shout out a friend of mine, John Paul Manahan, watching this game. What's up, JP? Thanks for tuning in. UE down by 19, looking to build some rhythm in this contest. Pulling Tapang, the rookie, with an outstanding first half, but misses the jumper that time. And again, UE just not being able to get the ball to their big man, Precious Momoway. Kagulangan, mid-range pull-up, no good. He tracks down the rebound and it ends up in the hands of Jerry Abadiano. Torculas with the screen, he rolls, he gets it to Alter, up and no good. Alter gets a rebound and he is fouled on the putback attempt.
Well, you had mentioned it earlier in their keys to the game, Naveen. Rebounding becomes such a factor in this game. In that possession alone, UP was able to get 3 offensive rebounds. So, they're just not allowing themselves to get in a game because they're giving extra possessions to UP. UE will have to find a way to box out, locate the ball early, and do their work so they can get the ball and get up the floor.
20-point lead for the UP Fighting Maroons. Muling Tapang starting the second half in place of John Abate, who was the point guard for UE to start this contest. Momoe, pistol, backs down Alter. No room to operate. Cruz Dumont went scoreless in the first half. Abadiano, good job staying over the screen. And that is a shot clock violation for the Red Warriors, and not their first of this game. The UP defense has really stepped up, dating back to the start of the second period.
You gotta love their ball screen coverage. The simple fact that the guards can go over the screen and stay locked in and tag the ball handler just creates such an advantage for the defense. They don't have to rotate. So UP is really playing at a high level at this point on the defensive end.
Alter, top of the key. Abadiano, Chicago action, no good. A rare transition opportunity for UE, nearly bobbled it, but Momo way with the finish. Lead still 18, and right away Sean Alter again. That's the second time in this game off a made basket that Sean Alter has been able to score in transition for UP. And safe to say that is going to be a point of emphasis for Jackson Chago in the film session soon.
Got to be able to maintain floor balance.
Momoe aggressive now, trying to get to the rim. That's 2 straight baskets. That time, drawing the foul on Alter. Momoe with the chance to get the end one play as UP sends Kingsley Udodo back in the contest.
We'll have to see at this point whether or not UE can capitalize on the ability to score, set their defense. Can they get a string of stops together and force UP to play defense?
Momoe from the foul stripe, unable to convert. Rebound ends up with Robles. Momoe drives, good pass, Robles, and one. And that's the kind of plays you like to see out of Precious Momoe. Back in the first half, he had opportunities to set teammates up, settled for a few ill-advised mid-range jumpers and three-point shots where it looked like his feet weren't even balanced. But that time, setting up his cutting teammate, rewarding him for the effort.
Absolutely. When you look at sort of what was happening in the first half with UE and Precious, a lot of his teammates were watching him operate with the ball 1-on-5. So probably at this point, there's been more of an emphasis on moving without the ball when Precious has it. That way they can provide, or they can create scoring opportunities.
An example that time of UP's effective offense. Kagulangan went from the screener to receiving the handoff for the mid-range pull-up. Easy 2 points, 18-point lead for UP. Udodo fouled by Momoe on the backcourt. And that's just not the kind of foul you want to see your big man committing, especially if he has already committed some fouls and it only takes 5 fouls to disqualify someone from a game.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a cheap foul. He didn't really need to apply that much pressure up the floor. A little overzealous, probably frustrated that his jumper beforehand and the possession before didn't go in. He'll have to learn how to control that and just move on to the next play.
Momoe still in the game though. Briones uses the Torculia screen. Torculia's rolling, gets it inside Udodo. And that is a foul on University of the East. That is going to be team foul number 3.
And we're only 4 minutes into this third quarter, and both teams are dangerously close to getting into the bonus. So they'll have to find ways to clean up their defense and play without fouling.
Exactly, and that's already the 4th personal foul on Galang, who has missed all 4 attempts from three-point land so far. Torculia's the floater. No good, and another foul on UE. That is going to be team foul number 4. Lingo charged for the foul. UE 1 foul away from being in the penalty. Torculia, top of the key. Guarded by Galang was 4 fouls. Kagulangan, guarded by Muling Tapang. Kagulangan, the floater is pure.
His game is just so nice and easy.
And it's noticeable, Coach Russell, that he really is the veteran on the floor right now. for both teams. I mean, he's been in the UAAP a while. He's been in the college basketball game a few seasons now, entering his final season of eligibility. And the maturity on his game seems to be growing as Momoe scores another basket, his third made field goal of this third quarter.
You know, a veteran point guard is worth their weight in gold. Their ability to control pace, play with composure. Coaches would give a lot to have a guy like that on their team.
UE down 18 here, but as we saw in the first half, they can put points up on the board quickly once they get hot from deep. So if you're Coach Jack Santiago, you're telling your boys you have to keep playing here and keep UP out of transition, keep them away from the highlight plays, execute on offense, and give yourself a chance.
It's a matter of weathering runs. Do you have a team or a group that can be a defensive group that can be a run stopper? Maybe that's sort of what Coach Santiago is trying to do right now, is try to find a group that can be effective both defensively and get out in transition and get easy buckets.
Abate misses the first free throw, still scoreless. The son of former Alaska Aces swingman John Arrigo, initially committed to the UST Growling Tigers and then switched to the UE Red Warriors before last UAAP season, red-shirted as a freshman and expected to make his UAAP debut in season 87. Gets his first bucket, a free throw. Lopez in the game for UP.
You know, I think Abate can learn a lot from playing against Kangulangan. He's a veteran guard, like you talked about. Being on the floor with him hopefully will rub off in terms of being able to handle UAAP style of play.
Darren Svertea knocks down the wing three-pointer. Momoe drives but had it stripped momentarily. Gets the ball back, kicks it out. Maga on fire in the first half. He knocks down another three-pointer, and that stroke of his is really on point. Ooh, and a foul on UE, which is now in the penalty. And when you're a team trying to rally from a big deficit, one of the last things you want to do is get an early penalty situation and commit silly fouls like that awards easy points.
You know, I think you're absolutely right, Naveen, and it's about the level and amount of pressure you're putting on the ball. I think that sometimes we think as coaches and as players that, you know, we have to be completely in our matchups bubble in order to force a bad decision. Really, it's about making that offensive player think and have to react to defense that takes them away from being in a flow offensively. So UE will have to find that balance.
Lingo facing a double team. Kicks it out to a teammate. That was Ron G. Go. The ball now back in the hands of Abate. Kicks it out. Top of the key. A three-point shot is good for Stephen Hordenico. His first basket of the game. UE cuts the deficit to 16 with 4:17 in the third period. Ododo had it taken away. Kagulangan retrieves the handle. Kicks it out. Fortea lets it fly. It nearly went in, but it ends up with UE. Abate bringing the ball down. Briones with the assignment on him. Abate to the rim. He will go back to the free throw line.
You know, whenever Fortea shoots it, I always think it's automatic. Like, that guy never, to me, that guy, his shot, it looks like he's never going to miss.
His ability to square his shoulders to the basket and keep his footwork precise enough where he's in good position to lift up and let it fly. Some of that is just pure natural ability.
Part of that, and I believe that he probably works a lot on that. When you look at what they do in terms of their zoom actions or their handoffs on the wing, he's one of the few guys I think I've seen that is able to catch the handoff and go right into a shot. That just really speaks to him being able to do work early and being shot ready when he catches the ball.
Abate doesn't get the bounce. Lopez gives it to Briones, who is fouled by Maga. UP's lead at 15. They led by as much as 21 in this game. 3:42 left in the third period. First foul on Maga was knocked down 4 3-pointers in this game for University of the East and has a total of 16 points to lead his team. Briones, first charity, in and out. Briones about to enter his second season playing with the Fighting Maroons. Briones, it is up and it is in. Abate gets it to Maga, back to Abate. Facing the pressure of Ernest Felicilda in the backcourt. Abate turns it over. UP cannot, or rather they do, get the ball across half court, and Fortea misses that three-pointer. Abate rebounds. And that pressure defense can play with a player's psyche sometimes.
Oh, 100%.
As Abate, nice move. And you're starting to see Abate, despite some of the mistakes, really look to be more aggressive attacking the rim this quarter.
Well, he is going to have the ball in his hands quite a bit. He's going to have to find ways to manufacture good offensive possessions, especially when guys are just standing around.
Torculias gets free thanks to that Fortea back pick, and nice job by Lopez finding him from the top of the key. Lopez, an underrated passer, I must say, Coach Russell.
He is a very skilled player. He's got all the tools to be a real force, at this UAAP level and as a future pro. So I think the sky's the limit for him.
70-54, UP ahead by 16 with 2:45 remaining. Torculias just put in a reverse layup to put this UP lead back up to 16. Let's see if the Fighting Maroons can continue the advantage. Torculias gets it to Abadiano. Outside, Lopez doesn't take the three, will drive in. He gets fouled. He gets the basket to go, and he will head to the foul line.
With a guy like Lopez, you can't allow him defensively to get on your hip or get on his hip. If that happens and you can't fight to get back in front of the ball, you're just in trouble. And he's going to put you in jail, and then he's going to get the foul, and he's going to get free throws.
At that point, too, you would rather Francis Lopez prove to the defense that he can knock down an outside shot rather than giving him an aggressive closeout that he can attack.
Yeah, you look at what's happening with UE. They're a little bit slow to the ball. They're not there on the catch, right? And so they're not able to really get in good defensive position. So it gives guys who can put the ball on the floor, gives them room to attack.
Torculias, top of the key, misses the three after Lopez gave UP another possession with good defensive energy. Abate bringing the ball down. He scored a few times now. He puts it up, he puts it in. 6 points this quarter for John Abate. Felicilda to Torculas. Torculas to Fortea. Fortea spins. The pass deflected. Lopez gets it. Lopez lays it up and in. 19-point lead for UP.
When you look at UP, they have multiple players on the floor that can create their own shot, that can create plays. Right now, UE is only exhibiting one guy in Abate with the ability to do that. So it just makes it so much tougher for UE to find good shots. Whereas UP, you can count on maybe 3 or 4 guys to put the ball on the floor and make something happen.
And right after that miscue by Abate, turning the ball over, Coach Jack Santiago immediately calls upon Muling Tapang to come into the game and replace Abate. And Abate's had some good scoring moments here in the third period, but at the same time, the pressure defense of UP has forced him to turn the ball over quite a few times.
Well, it's a different, this amount of pressure, it's a different animal. You got to be ready to go at it for 40 minutes and be effective.
Terrence Fortea, the quick trigger and the three-pointer. UP's 22-point lead, now their largest off the basketball game. Felicilda applying pressure defense against Muling Tapang. It is an absolute struggle for UE to simply get the ball across the half-court line right now.
There are some gaps in this press that are available to UE if they just have players flash to them. But right now, the ball handlers are so pressured and can't see any options to make passes to advance the ball up the floor.
A foul will be called, it looks like, yes, on Ernest Felicilda, which means free throws are coming up for the UE Red Warriors as UP is already in penalty situation. 1:05 left here in the third period. 22 points, largest lead of the game for the Fighting Maroons. They led early in the first period, going up 30-5. UE rallied, took a 24-22 lead after the first quarter, but since then it has been all UP.
You know, UP is doing, I think, what a veteran club does. They're sticking with things that they know are successful. They haven't had to do a lot of searching to find the right combinations in terms of how to play. UE is still trying to figure out how they can generate good shots. So, you know, the vet squad clearly has the advantage in that sense.
Worth noting that this is not yet the full roster of UP for Pinoy Liga. A few of their key guys like Harold Alarcon, Gianni Stevens, Denzel Walker, Noy Remogat, expected to play in UP's game tomorrow, Sunday, against the Adamson Soaring Falcons. Fortea in and out from 3. UE, meanwhile, still missing a few guys recovering from injury. We still haven't seen Hunter Cruz Dumont recovering from a Liz Frank fracture. I hope I got that right. Devin Fikes also recovering from a torn ACL. And Gerard Wilson still recovering from a torn labrum shoulder. But all guys are supposed to be playing for UE in the UAAP this season. Fortea, another basket. He has been sensational in this game. UE also still without Moore Alao, their new recruit, who at first committed to DLSU. Ron G. Go, the layup is money. And we're going to get a break in action here as a UP player, that's Terence Fortea, is down on the floor. Looks like he's getting back up. Looks like he's fine. Might have gotten hit in the midsection. But good to see Fortea get back up.
Absolutely. You just feel with every basket, every tick of the clock, it's just breaking the will of UE. UP has just been relentless in terms of playing sound defensive basketball. You know, that can break any team's spirit. So we'll have to see in the fourth quarter whether or not UE can find some spirit and energy to make a run.
UP about a quarter and 18 seconds away from going up 6-0 to start this Pinoy Liga campaign. Of course, in Season 2 last year, UP made it all the way to the semifinals of the tournament before they lost an overtime thriller against the NU Bulldogs, led by Reinhard Yumamoy. NU went on to the finals to take on Ateneo. Ateneo finished last season's Pinoy Liga with an undefeated record on the way to the championship, beating NU in an exciting finals matchup. Ateneo, though, off to a 0-3 start this season in Pinoy Liga.
You know, this goes to show you from year to year, season to season, how fortunes can change. But we look at how things are unfolding so far in Pinoy Liga, and it's still very early. So you're hoping that all these teams find a rhythm eventually, and so that all the games can be super competitive and can be fun for the fans to watch.
8 seconds left. Lopez, last possession of the third quarter. Looks like he's going to go one-on-one. He does, and he converts. And that is it for 3 quarters of basketball action. UP ahead by 22, matching their largest lead of the game, entering the final period. Don't go anywhere. We will be back for one more quarter of action.
our Eastern Communications.
Welcome back to the PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup, where the UP Fighting Maroons lead the UE Red Warriors 82-60 to start this fourth quarter. Francis Lopez scored the final basket of the third period, a step back three that time. Right now, he looks unstoppable, Coach Russell, but frankly, the whole UP team has looked unstoppable. 66% shooting in the first half, and it looks like that number might even increase by the end of this game. What about UE's defense, as we see Ron Gigon knock down a deep ball from the top of the key? What about UE's defense has made it so easy for this UP team to convert?
Well, I think there's like very little resistance in terms of being able to fight through screens, being able to fight for position on the floor. They're probably a second late on the catch, so it allows the UP Fighting Maroons to be able to get driving angles in position. And because they're taking tough shots, they're just playing at a disadvantage because they're always playing in transition defense. And that's tough to do it for an entire game, to expect the transition defense to hold up for 40 minutes.
Kagulangan gets it out. Lopez to Nico Tan, who misses badly. Torcula has the rebound, and he is fouled. The lead at 25, the largest for UP in this game. And UP has been on a very dominant streak so far in the PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup Season 3. They are a quarter away from going 6-0 in the league standings. They blew out the Altas of University of Perpetual Help in their last game, and right now they are blowing out a UAAP counterpart in the UE Red Warriors.
You know, the tough thing about UP, Naveen, is the fact that you have to really guard every player on the floor. Every player for the Fighting Maroons provides an advantage that can be exploited when their number is called. So UE, instead of having to guard maybe 3 or 4 guys, they have to guard all 5, and that's always tough.
Muling Tapang, he's had an encouraging debut for the Red Warriors, the standout from the Mapua High School program. But in the second half, he has struggled to generate offense for his team. So while we have a timeout, we are now going to look at some of the NAVSES pointers that I had before this game, which I felt would be monumental to UP winning this contest. Number 1, force UE into live ball turnovers and capitalize on their length and athleticism to get scoring opportunities. Safe to say with the highlight dunks, Coach Russell, they have done that.
Yes, sir.
Number 2, avoid settling for too many jumpers when rim attacks and penetrations are available. Well, UP has actually taken a lot of outside shots, but they have converted at efficient ratings, so
yeah,
why not? And 3, build chemistry among your new recruits against UAP level competition. Well, for the most part, UP has played guys who have played for them in recent UAAP seasons, and that chemistry has shown. However, some of those new guys for UP will be in uniform when they take on Adamson. How about you, Coach Russell? What do you think has led to UP's dominant efforts so far in this contest?
Well, I think your keys to the game were right on the money, and although UP has been shooting very well from the field, especially from the perimeter, because their defense is so good, it has prevented UE from getting into a rhythm offensively, and they get all these really spectacular transition buckets, and they're getting them in big bunches. So that, I think, explains a lot of the dominance. And even though they're shooting well from the perimeter, they're getting a lot of interior buckets.
The ball movement has been exquisite for the Fighting Maroons in this game. Guys making unselfish plays, looking to create for teammates, compared to UE, where they have had to go to a lot of one-on-one actions because UP's defense has been so stifling as well.
Well, you look at this possession right now, look at the shot clock is under 5, and when they get the shot off, UP is not doing that. When they're in the offensive flow, they're getting a shot early in the shot clock, which allows them more time to find the open man.
Perculas misses the floater. UE going with the zone defense here, probably looking to slow down this UP team that with 7.5 minutes left in the fourth period is 9 points away from cracking 100. And this is in the pro game. This is the college game where it's 10-minute quarters. UP near the century mark, which goes to show how they have had an answer for everything UE has tried to throw at them on the defensive end.
Absolutely. You know, on this possession right now for UE, Precious set a screen for Abate, a ball screen, and he remained on the perimeter instead of really trying to turn the corner. UP's been able to do that, keep the ball out of the paint. And so if UE can find ways to take those ball screens and get into the interior, maybe they'll get better shots.
Cruz Dumont knocking down his first jumper of the game, but right away, Torculas answers back with a mid-range floater. And compared to UP, where it feels like the ball is swinging from the strong side to the weak side really quickly, finding gaps in the defense, a lot of UE's actions have remained on the strong side. 2-man game, 3-man game, but not a lot of action on the other side of the court, the weak side, which has led to what you said, the standing around for the other players.
Absolutely. You're only needing to defend with 3 guys. That always puts you at an advantage. So, you know, UE will have to take this as a learning opportunity to really go back to the drawing board in terms of creating ball movement and player movement in the next games that they play in PINOYLIGA.
Abate drives in and it is fouled. Or he is fouled, rather. That is only the second team foul off the quarter for the UP Fighting Maroons. A 28-point lead. Again, we want to remind everyone, UE actually led this game after the first period. But since then, UP has just been in domination mode.
It's positive to see that Abate actually turned the corner in this possession and he drew a foul. He's forcing his matchup to have to defend him. Those are all positives right now, and they're going to try to take as many positives that they can in the last 6 minutes of the game.
Momoe with another basket. He has had an impressive second half, looking more like the guy that we saw last UAP season. Before that, though, a missed three-pointer for Ethan Galang. That was his 5th miss off this game.
He has sort of a flat shot, so he really needs to be able to use his legs and get his feet set. So hopefully he'll be able to get more opportunities in the future games to get that shot going.
Galang decides to drive it in this time and actually draws the foul, and that was an impressive move.
He has the ability to put the ball on the floor, and I think that's something that UE has sort of been missing, finding guys in the rotations that can create a shot for themselves. They've had to depend on their guards, especially Abate for most of that. The more players you have on the floor that can do those kinds of things, the better your scoring opportunities are going to be.
Scores 93-67. Ethan Galang, first free throw is short. He still cannot get on that board for today's game. A great game. Not really a great game, but a good game from Precious Momoe. However, the other key guys for UE hasn't been available to help out in the scoring department. Galang's free throw is his first point of the game. Cruz Dumont has only hit 1 jump shot, if I recall correctly. And these are areas for UE to improve on as they move forward with this tournament.
You know, I think, Precious, as he gets more experience, he'll learn to play through some of those droughts where the shot's not going or he's not getting the ball. But he's a guy that can impact the game by the fact that he's on the floor. He'll have to find more ways to leave an imprint and be a positive force for his team to be successful.
Abadiano knocking the ball away from the hands of John Abate, who turns the ball over again. Kagulangan guarded by Cruz Dumont. UE back in the man after going zone the last few possessions. Alter misses inside. Momoe the rebound, the bust out dribble. Gets it to Cruz Dumont. Back to Momoe facing a double team. Momoe spins, turns around. The fadeaway is no good. Briones the rebound. 4:30 left in this contest with UP firmly in control. Briones, what will he do? He kicks it out. Abadiano to Abate. Torculas, mid-ranger. No, he passes it. And another unselfish play as Alter gets a wide open, or rather, was that Briones or Alter? It might have been Chico Briones.
Yeah,
yes.
It might have been.
Abate pulls up from 3. No good. Another, shall we say, inefficient offensive possession that time for UE.
Yeah, settling for shots. And I can understand in terms of feeling the pressure to try to to maximize possessions and get threes. But, you know, at this point, as a coach, you want your team to get better. So let's try to really get great shots for the remaining 3 minutes of the game.
29-point lead for UP. We have a timeout for the UE Red Warriors. We will be back. Welcome back. We are now looking at the game schedule for tomorrow, Sunday, April 28th. First, Manila Central University takes on Guangming College at 10 a.m. Then this UP Fighting Maroons team, well, with some other players perhaps in uniform, taking on the Adamson Soaring Falcons, 12 noon. Then at 2 p.m., Diliman College faces off against San Sebastian. And the main event, the Mapua Cardinals, a finalist from last NCAA season, takes on the reigning UAP champion De La Salle University. All 4 games will be held here at the PACO Arena. That Mapua La Salle game, Coach, that seems like it's going to be exciting, huh?
I'll say that again, I'm sorry.
The Mapua DLSU game?
It should be very exciting. I think, you know, you're looking at styles of play. You know, they say that in boxing that styles make fights. I think this is a perfect example of that. Mapua will go in, you know, not in awe of LaSalle, and you know, LaSalle will come in with the confidence of a proven champion, so it should be a fun game to watch. Great day of basketball tomorrow at PACO Arena.
97-71, a 26-point lead for UP. UE back in the zone. Felicilda kicks it out. Abadiano from the wing, no good. Rebound, Cruz Dumont. UE has managed to get some stops while playing this zone defense, even if UP has generated decent looks from downtown. And sometimes that happens, Coach, where the looks you get playing against a zone might not be as, I wouldn't say efficient, but it might not be three-pointers you convert compared to when you're playing man off open kickouts and many rotation passes.
Yes. When you look at playing against the zone, there is a tendency to sort of relax and settle for shots.
Exactly.
So,
and less movement too, because you're kind of swinging the ball around, finding those gaps. Abadiano, another three-pointer. That time, though, he knocks it in. And UP has hit the century mark, 100-71. 2.5 to go in this game. Momway, oh, that's a travel. Traveled without a passport that time, the precious Momway.
I think in that situation, you know, the defense pulled the chair on him. That's why he lost his balance. If he can find ways to sit down and really operate, that pinch post will belong to him every single time.
See, Coach, that's why when I'm on a plane, I always request for an exit row seat, because that way, no one's in front of me trying to get their chair all the way back.
There
you know what
go.
I'm saying?
100%.
Where are my exit row people at? 100-71, UP ahead by 29. Ron G. Go heading to the free throw line. Momoe and Alter having a bit of a laugh there. Probably about how Alter pulled the chair on Momoe.
There you go.
And listen, a lot of these players work out with each other in the off-season too. A lot of these players are friends, yes, but that doesn't mean that they're not heated or competitive on the basketball court.
You know, the basketball community is very small.
Yes.
You'll find that everywhere, not only in the Philippines, but across the globe. Guys just know each other, and, you know, there's always the ability to pick something from someone's game when you work out with them. So, you know, it's all friendly competition. It's all friendly, you know, in terms of being able to push each other to be better. But on the court, you're really trying to rip the other guy's throat out and take their heart.
Briones pulls it back for a step back. No good. Alter coming in all the way from the three-point line without anyone boxing him out and gets it put back.
Well, you can't lose focus like that.
Oh, just like that. Oh my gosh. The UE Red Warriors will have a miserable film viewing session after this game. Safe to say.
Well, let's hope that they'll be able to learn from it. There's, this game would be a shame for UE if they didn't take this and try to improve on the things that were challenges for them this, these past 3-4 quarters.
Also worth noting, Coach Russell, that this is UE's first game of the tournament, and like you said, a lot of learning moments. Muling tapang though. I like how this kid has performed so far today. He's had some tough moments, but for the most part, you can see the potential that made him a recruit that Coach Jackson Chago wanted on his team.
He came to play today. Of a lot of the guys on the UE team, you might, wonder with regard to their energy and effort. He came ready to take on the challenge of going against UP's great guards. So we'll give him a lot of credit, and definitely he has quite a bit of potential to be a real force in the UAAP.
That time though, Muling Tapang didn't lose the ball but was called for a foul, so UP will get another possession. Briones moments ago just knocked down a great looking step back jumper. And the fact that this is really 50% of UP's talent pool, or a little above that maybe, just goes to show how loaded this program's roster is right now.
I envy Coach Gold, and then I don't envy Coach Gold. I don't know how you put a roster together, with all the wealth of talent. I mean, it's a great problem to have, but, my goodness, being able to figure out which 16 guys are going to be on your roster coming up in August and September for UAP, that's going to be quite the conference room discussion for them coming up in a couple months.
106-74, 9 seconds left, and it looks like UE is going to dribble out the basketball. A dominant victory once again for the Fighting Maroons. And a lot of learning lessons for the UE Red Warriors.
Well, that's what the game's about. You got to start somewhere, and with all these new players, this is going to be their baseline, and hopefully they continue to make steady progress throughout the PINOYLIGA campaign.
UE in their first game, a 32-point loss, but a lot of areas that they can improve on as they look to be competitive. Of course, UE actually the champion of the first PINOYLIGA tournament in Season 1. Ateneo the champion Season 2. Who will be the champion of Season 3? We shall find out. But so far, UP making an early statement to the rest of the league that they are serious about winning this tournament and winning a championship for the first time in the PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup.
Very impressive, Naveen. I mean, they've been really super focused and taking the challenge every time they're on the floor. You got to respect that.
What was the difference in that second period, Coach Russell, where UP turned a 24-22 deficit into a 19-point halftime advantage?
I think they didn't get deterred by the fact that UE had come out and taken the initial punch and punched back. Sometimes when you're down, you feel the need to have to change up and make too many adjustments. But UP just stayed to their plan. They executed well, and they won the game.
And for UE, Coach Russell, was there something they were doing right in the first quarter that they stopped executing? Or was it just a matter of they got hot from deep in the first period, particularly Rainer Maga, and they just went ice cold from there?
I don't think it was a matter of, going ice cold or just, there being a lid on the basket. I really think that, with a young team like this, sometimes it's difficult to know why you're winning or know why you're being successful. They weren't aware necessarily that the fact that horns set and attacking the basket was a way that they were getting great shots. They went away from that. So it'll be important for them to have good guard play to be able to recognize what's working, what's not working, and make adjustments in game.
We're now looking at some of the players for UP that may be in action tomorrow. Seven Gagate. Sorry, no, that is Gianni Stevens, Harold Alarcon, Mark Belmonte. A player with a cast in his hand. Is that Belmonte? I guess we shall find out later. And the big man in the back, if you can see the guy with the black cap and the black V-neck t-shirt, that is actually the new FSA recruit of UP, Jordan Wilmer, who played NCAA Division I basketball. He is eligible at UAAP Season 88, a one-and-done big guy who stands at 7'3", 7'3", next to Denzel Walker and Gianni Stevens. So, well, some people say that UP is already stacked with their recruits. Well, they just got deeper.
Well, you can't teach size, Naveen, so any opportunity you can get to get a guy with size who has experience playing at a high level, playing in Division I and the NCAA, it's worth the roster spot, or worth the scholarship. So we'll have to see, what he'll be able to bring to the table when he's eligible.
We should say, though, that Wilmore hasn't officially committed to UP, but he is looking at potentially joining UP. And according to a conversation I had with him earlier, he is very impressed so far about what he's seen with UP, and he's leaning towards saying yes. He played for Missouri, Northwestern State, and Austin Peay. Now, looking at the UE lineup, they are still missing a few key guys, of course. Jack Cruz Dumont's brother Hunter, not in action, recovering from a Liz Frank fracture. Devin Fikes also recovering from a torn ACL from last UAP season. Prince Moore Alao, their new point guard from DLSU, a San Beda Red Cub in high school, has only practiced a few times, so he hasn't been in action yet, but we shall see him in Pinoy Liga. And a few more guys, I believe, including David Penny, not yet here in the Philippines, but will be in uniform for UE come the UAAP, maybe in the later stages of the Pinoy Liga tournament. Did you like what you saw from some of the new faces of UE today, Coach Russell, particularly John Abate and Nico Mulingtapang?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said about this being their first game and their first experience playing against this high-level competition. But there's definitely potential there, even despite the fact that there's guys that have yet to join the team yet. I would say that I'm very excited about David Penny joining the team. He is a high-level guard, and I think it will relieve pressure from some of these younger guys to have to feel they have to perform at a high level every game. But there is definitely potential for some of these guys to become threats on the floor offensively. That way it makes it easy for everyone to get good shots. So, it's a matter of they need the reps. They need the reps.
Francis Lopez, our best player of the game. 21 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. And we can't see it on the screen right now, but he probably played a good amount of minutes in this, or rather, not a lot of minutes. So 21 points in limited action, Coach Russell. Just impressive stuff. He knocked down 2 3-pointers as well in the fourth period. Attacked closeouts, finished at the rim, got end-one opportunities, and had some nifty passes, including a nice highlight dunk to Kingsley Ododo earlier in the game. We are moments away from being joined by Francis Lopez, who will be interviewed by our courtside reporter, CJ Ang. Let's turn the microphone to CJ and Francis to hear what Lopez has to say after this dominant win by UP.
Here. Yes. Mga kaliga, kasama ko ngayon ang ating Antbox Best Player of the Game with 21 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Francis Lopez of the UP Fighting Maroons. Francis, it was a slow start once again for you guys, but you got your groove in the second quarter. and you never looked back. With this, is it a cause of concern, and how do you plan to start strong in your next games?
Coach was trying to tell us in the second half to just move forward, and just think of the next play. And we did a good job to execute the plays that we had to do, and we were just happy that we got this W.
Francis, your squad is now 5-0 heading to your matchup against the dangerous Adamson Soaring Falcons. Being that it is against another UAAP counterpart, how important are these games, especially against your UAAP rivals?
We got to make sure that we got to study the plays that they had. We got to study them. We're just going to focus on ourselves as well for the next game, because we obviously want to be undefeated until the finals game, and we hope that we will achieve that.
Francis, is there someone you want to give a shout out to?
Big shout out to my family back in Las Piñas. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Shout out to my brother. I want to congratulate him for being a doctor, and yeah.
Thank you so much, Francis, and congratulations. Back to the panel.
Thank you, CJ, for that interview. Again, looking at the stats of Francis Lopez, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. UP wins to a score of 106-74. And listen, we still have games for tomorrow, Sunday, April 28th. Manila Central University takes on Guangming College at 10 a.m. UP back in action against the Adamson Soaring Falcons. Some of the guys who did not play in today's game will be in action for that game. Diliman College versus San Sebastian at 2 p.m. And then Mapua, the NCAA finalist, battles against reigning UAAP champion De La Salle University at 4 p.m. Come watch the games live at the PACO Arena. And if you can't make it to the arena, well, check out the games on Facebook and YouTube. Of course, looking back in today's action, UP moving up to 6-0 in the league standings, leading their group, leading the league early on, while UE debuted in the PINOYLIGA Collegiate Cup for the first time in today's game. A lot to learn for the Red Warriors as they hope to have some of their injured players back and some of their new recruits in uniform in upcoming games. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Again, we have 4 games for Sunday's slate. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your viewing. We appreciate the effort. And thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you to those who watch the games live. Mabuhay lahat. We'll see you all soon.